You step out to the porch in the late afternoon to bring in the wash, and there she is, sitting on the line right next to your hand, a yellow jacket. Her wings flick, her sting is half an inch behind her, and she does not need a reason. By the time you have backed off, 3 more have come out from somewhere up under the eaves, and you realize the nest you have been hearing all week is right there in the corner where the children sit to take off their boots. Your wife will not bring the laundry in. Your dog cannot go around the back of the house, and the can of wasp spray in the garage costs $9 and does nothing for the nest you cannot see. There is a household pest that puts more Americans in the emergency room every summer than spiders and snakes combined. Yellowjackets, wasps, hornets. One stung child is enough to ruin a family's whole August. The store sells you cans of spray for $10. The pest control man wants $400 for one visit, and neither one of them stops the next nest from going up in the same spot a month later. What I am going to show you today is the old method, simple, cheap, and kind to your honeybees. For about $1 in apple juice and about $2 worth of boric acid powder, you can wipe out the wasp colonies that have set up around your home and keep them from coming back. And you can do it without harming a single honeybee in your yard. That last part matters more than people know. I keep bees behind the milk house. My family has run this same bait on this farm for years, around the same yard where my grandchildren play. The chemical sprays the lawn companies use kill the wasps, yes. And they kill your honeybees, your bumblebees, your butterflies, and the pollinators that bring you next year's apples. The method I am about to show you does not. The wasps come and drink it. The honeybees walk right past. If this kind of old knowledge is useful to you, hit subscribe. There is more of it coming. One honest word before we start. Folks will tell you this method kills every wasp for half a mile around. The honest truth is plainer and still very useful. The wasps and yellowjackets, whose foragers find your bait, will carry it back, and the whole nest will die. That is most of the nests near where you live. Because wasps forage out from their nest in a wide circle, often 1,000 feet, sometimes farther, any nest whose workers find your bait stations is the nest that goes down. You can wipe out the colonies near your home, the ones causing you the actual trouble, and dramatically reduce the wasps you see on your property. That is what is honestly possible, and that is enough. Let me tell you something about wasps that the spray companies do not want you to think too hard on, because once you understand it, the can of spray in the garage starts to look like exactly what it is, a quick fix that does not fix the real problem. Wasp colonies are big. A single yellow jacket nest in midsummer can hold 3,000 to 5,000 workers, sometimes more. When you spray a visible nest, you kill the few hundred that happen to be home at that moment. The other thousands out foraging in your yard, the neighbor's yard, half a mile down the road, they come back to a dead nest, regroup, and a new queen starts building somewhere else that same season. The spray killed part of the colony just moved. And next spring, the queens you did not kill come out of their winter hiding places and start the whole thing over. The old method is different in one critical way. It kills the whole colony, including the queen, by letting the workers do the work for you. Here is how it works. Boric acid is a fine white powder you can buy at any hardware store or pharmacy for $2 or $3 a box. It has been used by careful country folks for over 100 years. It is slow-acting, and that is the key word. A wasp that drinks bait laced with boric acid does not drop dead at the station. She flies back to her nest carrying the bait in her crop. She feeds the queen, she feeds the other workers, she feeds the larvae. Wasps share their food back and forth inside the colony. The boric acid spreads through the whole nest in a day or two. By the end of the week, the nest is dead. The queen is dead. The next generation never hatches. One bait station, 10 cents worth of boric acid, a whole colony gone, including the part you would never have found with a can of spray. And here is why the honeybees walk past. Honeybees forage on floral nectar, the sugar from flowers. Yellowjackets and wasps by late summer are looking for sweet liquids of any kind, fallen fruit, soda cans, apple juice in a tin. Honeybees go to the flowers, wasps go to the apple juice. That is not a trick. It is the natural difference in what these creatures hunt, and we add a small amount of apple cider vinegar to the bait. The smell repels honeybees specifically. They steer clear of it. Wasps and yellowjackets are not bothered by it at all. The bait is built to be invisible to your bees and irresistible to your wasps. Here is the parts list. Total cost about $3 to $4 for everything. Pure boric acid powder. A small box at any hardware store or pharmacy, $2 to $3. Do not get boric acid mixed with other chemicals. Get the plain pure boric acid powder. Apple juice. 1 bottle at the grocery or dollar store, $1 to $2. Any brand. The wasps do not care. Apple cider vinegar. A small bottle at any grocery store, about $2. You only need a spoonful per batch, so 1 bottle lasts a long time. A spoonful of jam or jelly, any kind, grape, strawberry, whatever you have in the pantry, about a dime's worth. Empty soda cans or tuna cans for bait stations. You probably have these in recycling already. Free. A small twig for each can. Gives the wasps a place to climb in and out without drowning. Free from your yard. That is the whole list. Here is how to mix it. 1 cup of apple juice, half a teaspoon of boric acid powder, no more than that. The slow kill is what we want. Too much, and the wasps die at the bait before they can carry it home, which defeats the whole purpose. Half a teaspoon per cup is the standard. 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. This is your honeybee repelling ingredient. Do not skip it. 1 teaspoon of jam or jelly. Stir it all together until the boric acid is dissolved. The mixture should look like cloudy apple juice. Pour about a tablespoon into each empty soda can or tuna can, just enough to cover the bottom. Do not fill the can. If the wasps drown in it, they cannot carry the bait home. Stick a small twig into each can so part sticks out the top. This gives the wasps a place to land, climb down, drink, and climb back out. That is your bait station. We are about halfway through the method. If you are finding this useful, hit subscribe. I put a new video out every week, and I never waste your time. Now let us keep going. Where to place them? Set out 4 to 8 of these bait stations around the perimeter of your house and yard, not in the middle of the yard where the children play, around the edges where the wasps come in from, along the fence line near the woodshed, by the corner of the garage, around the barn near where you have seen nests, up off the ground a few feet if you can. Hang them from a low branch or set them on a fence rail, out of reach of children and pets. Then wait. For the first day or two you may not see much. The wasps find the bait, drink, fly home. By day 3 or 4 you will start to see the nests around your house go quiet. Wasp traffic that was thick a week before slows to almost nothing. By the end of a week, sometimes 10 days, the colonies that found your bait are dead. Queen, workers, larvae, all of them. You did not climb a ladder. You did not get stung. You did not buy a $40 can of pesticide. You set out a few cans of doctored apple juice, and the wasps did the rest of the work themselves. The safety word, plainly, because this is the part where you must listen close. Boric acid is gentle compared to chemical sprays, but it is not harmless. Eaten in large amounts by a child or small dog, it can make them very sick. Handle it with the same simple respect you would give dish soap, bleach, or laundry pods. Keep the powder up high out of reach of children. When you mix the bait, keep the jar away from where the children eat. When you set out the bait stations, place them where small children cannot reach them and where the dog cannot knock them over. Up on a fence post tied to a branch, on a high shelf in the woodshed, not on the ground in the play area. The second safety word is for active nests close to the house. This bait method is the slow, household-safe way to kill colonies over time. But if you have an active nest right next to the back door and cannot wait a week, do not climb a ladder and knock it down with a broom. A disturbed yellowjacket nest can send hundreds of stinging insects after you in seconds. For active nests close to where the family is, 2 honest tools. First, a quart of water with a generous squirt of plain dish soap in a spray bottle, sprayed hard onto the nest at dusk, when the wasps are home and slow. The soap coats their bodies, and they cannot fly. Do not spray near any electrical box. A nest near a porch light is not worth a shock. Second, a commercial wasp and hornet spray with a long-distance jet. These shoot 15 or 20 feet. You stay at a safe distance. Use it at dusk. Do not spray it near flowers where bees forage. Use it for the emergency nest by the door, not as a general yard treatment. The bait does the long, gentle work of clearing colonies over the season. The spray is for the nest that has to come down today. Use the right tool for the right moment. Here is a country folk secret most people miss. In early spring, March, April, the queen yellowjackets and queen wasps come out of their winter hiding places to start new nests. There are not many of them, and they are slow and cold. If you put your bait stations out in early spring before any nests are built, you can sometimes kill the queens before they ever make a colony. One dead queen in April is a colony of 3,000 wasps that never existed in August. The careful folks who run this trap year after year find their wasp problems get smaller and smaller every season. That is the long game. The pest control truck pulls up at the neighbor's place for the third time this summer, $400 a visit, spraying chemicals across the lawn that kill the wasps and the bees and everything that moves. Their wasp problem is back in 2 weeks when a new nest goes up in the same spot and the truck comes back. There is a great deal of money in selling a man a monthly pest control contract. There is no money at all in telling him to mix half a teaspoon of boric acid in a cup of dollar store apple juice and let his wasps die at their own table. That is the honest difference, not a conspiracy, just who has a reason to teach you and who does not. My grandfather kept a box of boric acid in the cellar his whole life, used it on roaches, on ants, on wasps, on every household pest that needed handling. It cost almost nothing, lasted forever in the box, and never once hurt his bees, his garden, or his family. Here is what I want you to do this week. Walk through your yard and the perimeter of your house and find the places where the wasps and yellowjackets are nesting or foraging, the eaves, the woodshed, the corner of the garage, the trash can area. Buy a small box of pure boric acid powder, a bottle of apple juice, a small bottle of apple cider vinegar, and a jar of jelly. Mix the recipe: 1 cup of apple juice, half a teaspoon of boric acid, a tablespoon of vinegar, a teaspoon of jelly. Pour a tablespoon into 4 to 8 empty soda cans with a twig in each. Place them up around the perimeter of your yard out of reach of children and the dog. Then wait a week. Most folks find the visible nests go quiet by day 5 or 6 and wasp numbers drop across the whole property within 2 weeks. Mark your calendar for next March. Put the bait stations out again before the queens have built any nests. Catch the queens in spring. Save yourself an army in August. Tell me in the comments where the wasps get worst on your property, the eaves, the pole barn, the picnic table, the trash cans. And once you have run this bait for a season, come back and tell me what you saw. Next time I am going to show you the old way to keep mice and rats out of the grain barn and out of the house. The simple traps, the doorway habits, and the small tricks that mean you never have a rodent problem in the first place. The natural next step after today. Until then, keep the gate latched, the ground fed, and take care of what is yours.